That is ASTI. You guys that follow these videos, you guys know that I've went over this one a few times. Before we get into it, over here at 0023, I said hold for now, could be setting up for a run. The next day, you guys got through that 20-day simple moving average. I was really keying up at that time. I said that's going to be the key point. Hold for now, waiting for, blah, blah, blah. But you guys did. You guys got through this 20-day simple moving average the next day. Great sign, right? The following day is when I took over it again, or took a look at it again, rather. And I'm not just talking about myself. I'm just saying looking at the chart because I do include, obviously, Joe goes over the company. I'm talking about me looking at the chart. Over here on the 19th, 0028, as I said, 118, ready for a run. As I said the day before, boom. You guys, 120. And then again, it just starts going off of that 19 call. And I just seen it happening. And then you guys hit it. And then on 121, on Friday, that went over it. I said, 0039, if Monday buying is still there, alert. And if anybody, what is that going on? If you guys would have came over here on investorshangout.com and checked out the time in sales, obviously we didn't have it then, but it's a new feature. You came over here and started seeing all that green in the morning. You would have been like, all right, well, hey, look, those buys are coming in. You can make a more of a judgment move, right? You would have known. And then I seen this and I put it on alert and it took off 87% off of my alert. And I told Joe, I called him. I said, man, you see ASTI went up 87%. We caught that at the bottom down here. I was so happy about it because all the people that watched us caught it at the bottom. 87% for all those people, not including the days before, could have made off of that. And then the next day, you freaking hit a high of 0076 and a low of 0037 and closed at 0038. So you opened at 7.6, and it just took a shit. Guys, I'm not thrilled. I'm not happy. I wouldn't be either. So many people lost money. That is all. Right now, I'm going to tell you how I look at it right now, and I'm going to let Joe take over from there. So basically, looking here in the past, you guys had a downtrend. And then right here in this area, when we first started looking at it, I said, okay, wait a minute. This thing's starting to turn around. The momentum, the volume's starting to build up. A lot of selling, but the volume's starting to build up. If the buy comes in here, it could start moving. And it took off. I really thought that this one was going to make a nice stair step up and maybe a possible reversal. Unfortunately, that isn't what happened. It fell down off of there. Right now, I'm going to tell you how I look at it right now. Watch for a bounce off of this. You might have another day of sideways trading right here, but watch for a bounce off of this. Could it happen? It's hard to say, but if the 0028 does not hold, the bottom's going to fall out. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a horror flick here or anything like that, but I'm telling you guys the truth. If that 20-day, if these sells keep coming in, you start seeing over here a lot of sells, just start whacking it down, and that 228 starts falling, it could drop. And if it drops, it's just going to keep going. You might even go down to the triple zeros, to be honest, because that's the way that was headed before this break right here. So right now, again, not to rant on too long about this as I've already done, but I wasn't too thrilled with what I seen yesterday. After that, it was definitely a whack to a lot of people. So again, 0031 needs a hold off of that. If it doesn't hold 0028, the bottom's going to fall out. That's exactly what I'm going to put on here. So I'm putting a hold on this one for now. Joe, that is all I have to add, man. Sorry for taking up so much time on it, but I know it's important.
No, it is. That's why even with something like this, you'd want to sit there and go through.
Really quick here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to add this in here right now while we're seeing it, Joe. You guys just came back up at the 20. Or I'm sorry, at the 30. 30 day is going to be the biggest support of this whole thing. And so I'm going to keep that at that. 0034 needs to hold. I'm going to put a watch on this one, and let me explain this why, because this has just changed the way I'm looking at it. So watch right now. 0, and it changed again. 0034 needs to hold for a bounce. Okay. 0.0028. If it doesn't hold, the bottom could fall out. Just telling you guys how I see it. And I'm going to let Joe take over from here, and I will be back in a minute. I got to go do something. Go ahead, Joe.
So that I'm guessing, hey, that last time we looked at this when we were like, that's the 21st, right? Yeah. So the
Yes.
Friday. So we looked at it on the Friday. All right. So I mean that right there, a lot of the stuff we didn't see, you know, and then the 8K came out on the 20th, which were, let me see what this says. I don't even think I looked at it that day. That's why it's always good to look at all these filings with all these different companies.
All right. So what did you
You
find?
know.
Are you going to read through it
Oh,
a little bit?
no. There's so many different things on it. It's like crazy. So you
Well,
figure
go
between the
ahead and
private
read through
placements.
that
All
real
right.
quick.
So
I'll be right back.
I wanted, with me, I just basically wanted to get an understanding of why you would take your common, you know, from 2 billion to 20 billion. So what I did was I obviously went back into their quarterly, you know, the 10Q that they had, and obviously I didn't go through the whole thing completely because it's, you know, I don't even know how many pages it's up there, maybe like 30 something pages, maybe give or take. I don't want to scroll down because then I'll lose my spot. So anyways, between, you know, looking at all the different private placements it has and everything else, I mean, it's just my personal opinion, but I'm thinking that they increased it strictly over the committed equity line that they have, right? So that's the only reason I'm thinking they did it, and because like it shows right here on page 20 on that 10Q, they did it on November 10th, right, 2015. The company and the private investor entered into a committed equity line purchase agreement, right? So under the terms of the subject of the conditions of the CEL purchase agreement, at its option, the company has the right to sell the private placement or sell to the private investor, and private investor is obligated to purchase from the company up to 32 million of the company's common stock. So obviously they don't have that amount, you know, to cover that within there, within that 2 billion, I'm guessing. Or, you know, that was 2015. So you got to, you know, fast forward and you go down and you look at everything else. I mean, you just I guess from my take, I mean, it's I don't even know necessarily what happened with the company because at the same time, you know, we did 5 minutes on it here, 5 minutes there. I've never actually literally like looked into the company as if I was an investor, somebody that's going to like, you know, dump you know, a substantial amount of money into the company. So if you go into on page 29, on let me see what how many pages this thing is anyways. All right, so this thing is page, yeah, so there's 41 pages on it. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot to go through and sit there and do all this. And I mean, at the same time, I understand the investors. A lot of times, people don't have the time or the patience to sit here and do such a thing. I mean, I know. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do this when I first started trading, but then you know when you have your ass handed to you a few times, you really start looking into it a little more. So on page 29, they basically have the comparison of the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2016 over the 2015. All right, so you literally right here, you'd have to go down 29 pages, you know, to find this right here. So the revenues, our net revenues were 453,000 for the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2016, compared to 1,253,000 for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2015. A decrease of 800,000. Revenues for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2016 include 437,000 of product sales compared to 1,177,000 for the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2015, a decrease of 741,000. The decrease in product sales is largely the result of significant decreased sales during the quarter to one of our large customers. Additionally, during the second quarter, the company entered into an agreement, into an amendment to our agreement with a different large customer. The term of the amendment have delayed revenue recognition of our products sold to this large customer by 90 days, Revenues earned on our government research and development contracts decreased by 60,000 during the 3 months ended September 30th, 2016 to 16,000. So cost of revenues. Cost of revenues for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2016 was 1,332,000 compared to 2,292,000 for the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2015, a decrease of 960,000. The decrease is primarily attributed to the decrease in material costs as a result of a decrease in units sold as compared to the third quarter in the prior year. Cost of revenue for the third quarter of 2016 is compared to of materials and freight of 656,000, direct labor of 96,000, and overhead of 580,000. Management believes our factory is currently sufficiently underutilized, and a substantial increase in revenue would result in marginal increases in direct labor and overhead. We are currently offering promotions and discounts in order to penetrate new markets. While these promotions and discounts have proved effective in our building our brand and acquiring new customers, our gross margins have been negatively impacted. So then research, development, and manufacturing operation costs were 1,660,000. Wait, yeah, 660, yeah, for the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2016, compared to 1,732,000 for the 3 months ended in September 30th, 2015, a decrease of 72,000. Research, development, and manufacturing operation costs include costs incurred for product development, pre-production, and production activities in our manufacturing facility. Research, development, and manufacturing operation costs also include costs related to technology development and governmental contracts. The following factors contributed to the increased research, development, and manufacturing operations expenses during the 3 months ended in that. So, I mean, then they go into and basically just tell you about the personal related expenses that increased, compared to the 2015. But right there, if you stop from the page 29 and you work your way down, because I mean, if I sat here and read this to you guys right here, you'd probably want to, yep, or throw on that
Just
Alex
kidding.
Trebek thing. Yeah, but I mean, this right here, it's like they lost that one customer, but at the same time, I mean, my biggest thing was when we looked at it that other time, and I looked more and more into the company, 5 minutes at a time. I was like, they're legit. They have like all this stuff there. They have the product at market and everything else. They obviously lost one customer that really affected them. So now, from what I'm seeing on the manufacturing and everything else, they didn't cut them. Well, I'm also going back 4 months on a freaking quarterly as well. So I don't have an up to date. I mean, say if when they release their newest quarterly, I'll have a better understanding. Maybe they didn't lay off anybody. Maybe they're trying to just with any company, if you're basically lose a customer like that takes up such a substantial amount of your actual revenue like that. I mean, you as a company and all your employees around you, you need to kind of come together. As like my buddy Fitz will always say, a lot of times when a company's down like this, it's like I guess the best way to put it would be like shit or get off the pot. And what I mean by that is like they come together and form like how almost like how our nation needs to right now. You know what I'm saying? Like as a company or as a country, we need to obviously step it up, but put the company's best interest in mind. I don't see these guys from what I see on this quarterly. They didn't lay off anybody, or if they did, it was maybe a few people, and they lost all that revenue. So I mean it's more or less changing pace and making it happen. So I guess this is something you probably want to watch for the next quarterly coming up, or maybe even an update with the company to see what's going on.
All right.
Like I'm interested in seeing where they go from here because I mean it does have potential. I mean it's a solar company. There's a lot of solar companies. It's kind of I like solar.
Right. So, I mean, we've got a few more we're going to go through. So we're going to wrap this one up. And, like I said, guys, feel free, share what you know about it with us. I mean, Joe, like he said, he's through what, 28 pages? I
Yeah,
mean,
but I mean, I can go on and on about like different private placements and like you know what I mean, certain like notes that they have and everything else, but it's like they make and do. I mean, this one right here, like the placement that came through the other day, it's the CEO that bought the thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
There's
right.
just definitely a lot to look into for one person, and especially I did it for what, maybe a half hour or something.
Yeah, it wasn't 2 minutes. So
You got people that get paid large sums of money to do this for a very, very long time. So they'll sit there and research this company for a couple of weeks. Whereas I just did it for like a half hour and I barely even brushed the freaking surface.
all right. So again, that stock ticker symbol ASTI. If you follow this one, this one's a shout out to everybody over there on the YouTube chat that's talking about it. Like I said, quite a bit of information. So either way, investorshangout.com. Make sure you guys come over here. Check out the new time and sales, a powerful feature that's completely free on the site. Check out the live stream, investorshangout.com/live.